Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today's video is a Magic Keyboard review and it is very long overdue. So I did an unboxing video about 2 months ago, so I'll definitely leave that linked in the description box below. But if you didn't know, I did do a review similar to this video on the iPad Pro 12.9 inch, which is what I have. So following that same layout of that video, I'm going to be talking about my personal experience, pros and cons, and should you buy it. And also timestamps are available down below, so please feel free to flick around if you need to do that. But please make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel because it means so much to show your support. But let's start the video. So let's start things off with my personal experience of the Magic Keyboard. Now, this keyboard, it has provided me with a really fun experience because I'm someone that hasn't had a keyboard before. So buying this keyboard, my very first keyboard, I had a really fun experience with it. The keyboard itself, it transforms the iPad Pro into a new experience, which is what they have been promoting, a laptop. As soon as you attach the iPad onto the keyboard, it is set up straight away, no messing about, which is absolutely perfect because I'm one of those that is just like, oh my god, I'm having like troubles connecting it, and it does connect. And I love that there are not variable angles, but there are some angles that you can change the viewing of the iPad, so you can tilt it but not all the way back, which I know some people have complained about, but it's been fine for me. Like, I don't have any problems. I like that it sits comfortably on my lap. I can, it doesn't like wobble, and obviously the weight of it is like heavy, but you need something that is going to, balance the iPad Pro, because the iPad Pro is heavy, so you need something that weight matches the weight to be able to not be knocked over, because we all know that the iPads are delicate. But I do love the backlight keys. That just helps the the laptop experience, because it's what we see on the MacBook Pros. And there are some function keys that are missing, but I'll talk about that more into the pros and cons. But actually, let's get into that. Okay, so let's talk about the pros and cons of this Magic Keyboard. Now, let's start with negativity, because we can, turn that into a positivity. So the first thing is the price of it, which is hella expensive. If you compare the prices between the different sizes, it's still expensive, and it is the second thing that we look at when we are looking at products that we really like. And a lot of people have been saying it is expensive, and I have to agree, it is expensive. But I think just get it, because it is to a high standard of what Apple has pushed out. I don't think that there are any faults with it to be like, oh, it shouldn't be that price. But there are other alternatives that you can get, even different brands, or like the Smart Folio. I've heard people I've watched people comparing the two, but this is what I've been using. But it seems like the Magic Keyboard ends up weighing out more reasonable to get, as it is more of an upgrade to the other keyboards. As we all know, your next computer is not your computer. Okay, so let's talk about a pro of the Magic Keyboard, and that is it transforms the iPad Pro. I mean, when you attach the iPad to the Magic Keyboard, it actually props up the iPad Pro, and it elevates it in mid-air, making it a better viewing angle. And that is pretty nifty, because when you turn to the side, it does look like it's floating. That's why some people have been calling it the floating keyboard. And what I wanted to talk about is the iPad OS system. And now this works hand in hand with the keyboard itself. I mean, the gestures are still there. So, when you swipe up with 3 fingers, to get to the home page, all those gestures, it's just really nice that there's no changes to it and it just feels like you're using a MacBook. So the next con that I had for this keyboard is the lack of function keys. Now, when we're looking at this, there are some keys that are really missing. Like, you can't even control the brightness of the keyboards, the backlights. I mean, like on my MacBook, I've got the old version, the 2015 one. I am able to control the brightness, see all my screens, even press play, rewind it back, even volume, and just being able to turn it off. Like, there's none of those. And I don't know what that was, but with the keyboards, and also there is no escape key, which is irking me so bad. But apparently, you take a trip to the iPad settings and you can change all that, and you can remap any of the keyboard's modifier keys. So I feel like I'm going to have a little look around that, but at the moment there's like nothing that I would change except trying to find an escape key. When will I find it? So my last pro for this Magic Keyboard is that you do not even need a battery for this, meaning you don't need no separate battery to charge it. It is powered by the iPad Pro, which I think is pretty fantastic because I feel that it's charged through the Magic connectors, those 3 dots that you see me pointing at, and I think that's what the power is through. I'm not a technical person, but either way, when you attach it, it automatically works. When you detach it, it doesn't work. And that is amazing because I've had those times where I've left like my Beats on when I've disconnected them, and then I'm like, next day comes to turn them on, I'm like, wait, why is it not working? Because I forgot to turn it off. So you don't need to worry about this at all. So guys, we are on to the last part of this video, which is, should you buy it? Now, we have gone over the pros and cons and even my personal experience with it. So let's just wrap it all up. I want to say that the Magic Keyboard, we know it's expensive. So if money is no issue for you, or you're just willing to splurge, then I highly recommend getting the Magic Keyboard. I know that people have been recommending the Smart Folio, but as of right now, I feel that the Magic Keyboard is just like at the top tier of the iPad keyboards that are currently out with Apple right now. So if you're wanting a really good quality keyboard, then go for it. The typing experience of this is it just feels so great. Although there are a few things missing, typing on there is just amazing. The trackpad on there as well. Mwah! I just love it so much. And with the iPad OS and what Apple have made improvements to it, it just really works so well combined together. There are some parts where like the Magic Keyboard doesn't, fold to, not fold, open to a wider angle. But that is just, people's preferences. People might want it tilted up a bit, more backwards, but I've had no problems with it. It's just finding out what works for you. But, just bear in mind that it doesn't have, that flexibility as a normal laptop would do. But, I do question though, about the keyboards, like with the grit and grime, but that's just another day go by. Obviously, I've talked about the material of this. It's not a really great material for the keyboard, but it's just what they've come out with. And, I feel like I'm just going to decorate anyways. That is all that I have to say for this keyboard. Please let me know your thoughts of this. Are you gonna buy it? What are your thoughts? Are you thinking about the Spotfolio or any other keyboard? Please let me know which one you have in mind. And I really want to know, because I was looking at the Logitech Keys to Go keyboard before looking at this Magic Keyboard, because it looks really cute, but then I was like, I feel like I want something that's more like a laptop. So yeah, choices, I made them. But thank you ever so much, guys, for watching this video. It means so much that you've made it this far. Please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It would mean so much to me that you support me and you're helping me grow. But please, if you want to check out my social media, it is all linked down in the description box. But until next time, I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.